Good afternoon. Thank you for joining the AI Insight webinar, AI Insight for Alternative Investment Research. I'd like to start by introducing Michelle Browning, Vice President of National Sales and Client Engagement. Michelle?
Thank you, Jen. Welcome all. Our next monthly webinar is going to be on August 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern, and is for the broker-dealer and RIA audience at the firm level, discussing how to consistently train advisors on complex product features, risks, and suitability using modules based on the prospectus or PPM. We will also discuss how to create customized training based on your firm's specific requirements, such as written supervisory procedures. We also have a webinar for our AI Insight Alternative Mutual Fund research users as part of their subscription benefits. We'll be talking about this platform feature in a few minutes. Please visit AIinsight.com to register, as well as to find additional information on our previously recorded monthly webinars. Thank you all so much again for attending today's call. I know many of you were first introduced to AI Insight likely through your broker-dealer's compliance department in order to fulfill education and training requirements around a liquid alternative investment. I am sure many of you are familiar with us for our product-specific alternative investment tests. Really, since 2005, we've been known as the premier online service provider for alternative investment education and training. Nearly 15 years later, we have evolved into much more than a testing solution for our subscribers, which is what we are going to focus on today. We're going to take a look at our comparative reporting tool, which behind our product-specific tests is the second most visited area of the site. As you will soon see, this report allows you to compare as many programs as you would like, open or closed, laid out side by side in a chart, or simply query the specific information you would like to know about one product. Then you will see how our industry reports are useful to you from an efficiency standpoint when you conduct your ongoing monitoring regulatory requirements for alternative investments to help you search and sort programs, as well as quickly analyze what is happening in each industry compared to those in your book of business. Finally, we're going to wrap up the call with how advisors are establishing best practices around alternative mutual funds. Please keep in mind, I'm going to give you an overview of these features, and if you want to get granular on any particular area, I'm more than happy to schedule a demo with you, or you can always request a free trial to try them out yourself. I'm going to walk you through how to access these features, really using some of our screenshots from our advisor portal. This is actually the home page, the dashboard, and from here you can actually access our reporting features by clicking on this Reports and Logs icon here at the top. We're first going to take a look at our comparative reporting tool. One of the most popular research tools on the platform is really this comparative reporting, which gives you the ability to conduct side-by-side analysis of alternative investments based on criteria that are most important to your due diligence process. This report pulls facts from the prospectus or PPM and allows you to compare as many programs as you would like, again, open or closed. With over 250 alternative investments on the platform, this report can save you time gathering data on multiple programs during your due diligence process or before a client meeting. You will also have access to the programs your firm has or had previous selling agreements with in this tool. So to access the comparative reports, you would basically click Create Comparative Reports here. Then, once in the report, you'll have the ability to select whether you want to view open or closed funds for all the offerings on the platform. You can also be more specific in your search and filter by investment sector, type, structure, objective, or share class. One thing I also want to point out here, if you find yourself running the same report over and over again, you're able to actually save the report and you can access then again to find out the updated data. You're then able to select as many of the 200 plus offerings available, and then the next step would be to select the criteria. So all of these in blue actually expand, which we expanded a few, and you can check off the fields you're looking for. For example, we can compare recent investment objective, annualized distribution rate, frequency of distribution, source of distribution, total income from investment operations. Suitability and state requirements is where blue sky information can be found for programs. And once finished, you can view results. If you subscribe to Financial Premium Reporting, you can compare FPR metrics for REITs, BDCs, closed-end funds, and alternative mutual funds if you do subscribe to AMF. So here you will see the completed report, and it's basically laid out in a nice side-by-side list with the criteria on the left. You can actually manipulate the format to show the programs along the side and the criteria across the top if you would like. You also have the option to export the data to Excel or PDF. We've received a lot of positive feedback from advisors on this tool because not only are you able to compare open offerings for due diligence purposes if you're looking to add an alternative to your client's asset allocation, but you're also able to look at closed programs to stay up to date on their performance. Advisors especially like how the products appear in this side-by-side option. Remember, as with any activity done on our platform, it is all documented for compliance purposes, including any time you run a comparative report. One additional note to mention is that we've actually taken the comparative report and made it a bit more turnkey through our fee and expense report feature, which you can see here. We took the most common compared fields and created these reports. Within our database of programs, we have very detailed fee information. This program fee and expense report was created to help you quickly review an alternative investment's fees and expenses compared to its peers, including industry rankings. We also created a mean and median for each fee category to help you determine whether they are reasonable or not. Next is our industry reporting, which actually is our newest feature on the platform, and so far it's been extremely well received, and we are very excited about it. If you currently have exposure to complex products in your book of business, our industry reporting feature can help make your lives easier when it comes time for you to meet your regulatory requirement to monitor these investments, which at AI Insight we recommend you do quarterly. Industry reporting enables you to efficiently look at the alternative investments you are using versus the industry average. Data is taken from the 10Ks and Qs, offering documents and supplements, and you're able to do ongoing monitoring of the dynamics of the public non-traded REITs, BDCs, closed-end fund, private placements, and alternative mutual fund industries. Each year, you'll receive 24 reports, and not only are we seeing advisors utilizing these reports, but third-party due diligence firms, broker-dealer home offices, and as well as consultants are also finding these useful to analyze industry data quickly instead of combing through individual SEC filings. You'll receive an email when our latest industry report is released. You can click in to the report. Here's an example of our non-traded REIT report to really get a picture of the average. Then you actually have the ability to go into fund reports and run a report specifically, again, for example, on non-traded REITs, you have the exposure to in your book to compare versus the average. If nothing looks off, great, but if there are any triggers, potentially any litigations or impairments, you can actually contact the fund wholesaler through our platform to find out more about the issue. You can actually save these reports to review each quarter as well and add new funds as they are added to your book. You can then run your list and compare it to the industry report. Now, as many of you know, we expanded our research to the liquid side earlier this year with our coverage on alternative mutual funds, really due to an uptick of regulatory focus. In fact, the SEC has been focused on liquidity risk management and derivative exposure with these funds, as demonstrated in their investor bulletin, Alternative Mutual Funds. FINRA echoed the SEC with an investor letter in its investor alert. Alternative funds are not your typical mutual fund, and identified AMFs as a unique product set and introduced an e-learning course, Understanding Alternative Mutual Funds, highlighting unique characteristics, potential risks, and the importance of suitability analysis. We at AI Insight believe the increased popularity of AMFs has caught the attention of both the SEC and FINRA, which signals a shift from reactionary regulation to proactive oversight. We really believe it's only a matter of time before both the SEC and FINRA are going to tighten regulatory guidelines around liquid alternatives due to their underlying complexity, liquidity risk management, and derivative exposure. We feel there's a big gap today in how advisors are learning and understanding these products, and are highly encouraging our subscribing broker-dealers and advisors to, at a minimum, include these best practices into your AMF due diligence process. First off, we recommend you take our Introduction to Alternative Mutual Funds course on our platform. You can then use our AMF research reports to help you educate and source investment solutions for your clients, which are a great complement to Morningstar. These are internal use only. These are 3 to 5 page integrated fund level research reports that address the breadth of the space and on understanding and applying the product set versus an investment rating. They are fund and share class specific, including both quantitative and qualitative information. You can then also utilize our comparative reporting tool, which we discussed earlier, to conduct side-by-side comparisons of alternative mutual funds based on extensive and specific criteria that you select. And remember, again, anytime you access one of these research reports, use the comparative reporting tool, or take the AMF course, your activity is documented in your individual compliance log, the paper trail, which if you need access to down the road for any client dispute, you will be extremely thankful that you took the time to include these additional steps in your liquid alternative due diligence process for your clients. We're currently covering 78 funds. You're welcome to take a look at these that are currently on the platform, and you can sign up for a free trial if you are already a subscriber. You would basically click on premium subscription options here off the dashboard home screen. If you're not a subscriber to the platform, definitely reach out to me after the call and we can certainly schedule a demo. I would now like to open the call up for questions. Jen, are there any questions in the queue?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for sending your questions throughout the presentation. I do have a few questions to read now, but continue to send them over, utilizing either the chat or the Q&A section. The first question, Michelle, came when you were going over the comparative reporting tool.
Okay.
And the user was wondering if they could see closed programs.
Yes. The comparative reporting tool, the user can view both open and closed programs, and we're finding a lot of the advisors love this tool. Again, it's number 2 behind all the product-specific tests, specifically for those closed programs. They can get an idea of how they're doing, and really a lot of them are using it for the closed program feature as well to meet their ongoing due diligence regulatory requirements.
Thank you. The next question, it says, I have seen many Opportunity Zone funds come out. Do you have any education on Opportunity Zone funds?
We do. So on the Opportunity Zone funds, we have both product-specific education modules as well as a course on the platform for the course actually gives 1 CFP credit.
Okay. That was our last question.
Oh, okay.
So I want to go ahead.
Oh, sure. So thank you, Jen. And I just wanted to thank you all for attending today's webinar. I know, I really just scratched the surface in showing you our comparative reporting feature, the new industry reports, and some of the AMF best practices. So I really hope coming away from this webinar, it's really apparent that AI Insight is really so much more than an alternative investment testing platform. And certainly, please contact me directly if you would like to schedule a platform demo, to look at any of these tools more in depth, or to request a free trial. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.